Five-star tight end Linkon Cure is set to make his college choice in minutes. The Goodland, Kansas native has wowed our scouting team with his high school tape and impressive numbers on the track. He is a two-time Kansas champion in track and an all-state talent on the football field. So let's take a look at his prospect profile. He is one of the top players in the state of Kansas. He is the number 2 tight end in the country and number 26 overall player in the 2025 class. He has narrowed it down to 4 finalists. We've got 2 in his home state, Kansas and Kansas State. Also, Oregon and Texas A&M are in the mix. So without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome in Linkon Cure. Linkon, when we were getting you hooked up, you're saying you're a little nervous. Apparently it's a full crowd in there. How are you feeling now?
Yeah. Let me show them off real quick. It's a packed house.
Wow. A lot of people watching online, too, waiting to see where you are headed. Before we get to your official announcement, we just have a few questions for you. First off, not sure if you were able to hear our director of scouting, Andrew Ivins, just gush about the kind of prospect that you are, but it says enough that he named you a 5-star. He said that you check all the boxes. What does it mean to you to know that you are one of the most highly sought after prospects in the nation?
It really means everything to me. To have that 5-star affiliated with my name. So yeah, I set that goal a while ago, and I worked, every single day. I worked myself to exhaustion. So to have those 5 stars, it absolutely means everything to me.
Linkon, you were out here in California earlier this offseason for the Cali Power event. I remember talking to you at the hotel check-in at the lobby, and you were talking about trading in equipment bag for an equipment bag because you were going from sport to sport to sport. Obviously, that isn't a thing that you're able to do alone or by yourself. Who do you have there with you to thank, and who's sharing this moment with you?
Yeah, so I have my dad here and my mom here, and then obviously, just to thank the community. I have one of the best communities in the world, and they always have my back, so that means everything to me.
And they certainly showed up today. Again, a huge community online waiting to hear where you are headed. Linkon, the floor is all yours.
I try to keep this short and sweet. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for the blessing of an opportunity to have the experiences and be in the position I am today. None of this was possible without my faith. Thank you to everyone who came out today to support me in my decision. It really does mean the world to me that I have an amazing community that continues to be there for me. As you all know, this process was quite literally a dream come true. I remember going to bed every single night as a kid, promising myself that one day I'd be the one catching touchdowns for my favorite colleges. Some see it as a dream, but I promised myself I'd make it my future. Me and my brother Leighton would go out every single day and throw the football around. We would ask for real conditioned college football helmets every single Christmas just so we could feel a little bit more like our favorite players while hitting each other. We would go out and get all our friends around the block and play every chance we got. Unfortunately, that's probably where most of our injuries and fights happened, but I know every single person there, that was, those are memories that we'd never forget. But, we breathe and we live sports as much as me and Leighton compete with each other, and I'll never admit to him, but I don't think he'll ever understand how much I look up to him as a player and as a person. Thank you to all the coaches that I have had an opportunity to play and work for. Thank you to each and every one of you for the impact you have made in my life. I promise it has not gone unnoticed, and I'm so appreciative of the knowledge and leadership you have instilled in me. Thank you for pushing me and demanding greatness out of me every single day. Thank you for the times you guys have pulled me aside and made sure I kept my head up when things weren't going the best. Thank you for always reminding me of my potential and the impact that I could have on my team. Thank you for the time and the energy you sacrificed and spent away from your families just so you could come be a coach and a role model to us kids. Thank you for stepping aside and letting me be a leader. Thank you to all my family for always being there for me. As you can see, we got a lot of Cures in the crowd, so I always look forward to holidays just so I can be around all my grandparents, uncles, aunts, and cousins. All of you always made me appreciate what it meant to be a part of a close family like ours and always have each other's backs. It's one of the things I always remember and value about my life. Thank you for making me feel loved. Thank you to all my friends throughout this process. My best memories were always spent with you guys, no matter what sort of thing we were doing. I wish I could break down some memories, but they're just too many. Thank you for all of those. Thank you guys for treating me as Lincoln and nothing more. Thank you guys for being my brothers. Thank you to all the collegiate coaches who I was blessed to be recruited by. It was a lot of fun getting to go experience things I only got to watch on TV. Thank you guys for all the visits you made out to Goodland to see me and my family. Thank you for all the visits I got to make to your colleges. One of the hardest things about this process was only getting to choose one school. It was truly amazing getting to develop relationships that go far beyond football, and I will forever cherish that. And last but not least, thank you to my mom and dad. From the moment I was born, you guys raised me the right way and told me to be a leader every day. Thank you for taking me to all my travel league games and demanding me to do better. Thank you for all the time and money you spent on me just so I could be happy. Thank you for all those times we argued. Thank you for pushing me to my limit every chance you got. Thank you for all the sacrifices you made for me. Thank you for being my parents. I promise it's all going to pay off one day. You guys are the real heroes. And to all the kids watching, no matter where you are or what you want to do, it's possible to reach your dreams. It's possible for each and every one of you to be in the seat I am today. I'm a living example of it. I believe in you, believe in yourself. It's you against you. Throughout this process, I have not forgotten who I am and where I come from. I pride myself on staying humble and staying true to myself. I can't sit here and say this was even slightly easy. I pushed myself to exhaustion every chance I got. I struggled mentally because I wanted it so bad and refused to fail. I worked myself to tears. I dealt with a crazy amount of pressure and stress on me to be the person, athlete I am today. All that is just a slight fraction of it, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I loved every second of it. I loved the lonely hours. I loved being able to work as hard as I have. I love and am so proud to be able to say that I am from out in the middle of nowhere, Goodland, Kansas. But I'm not done yet, and I'm nowhere close to where I'm going to be. Thank you all for being a part of my journey as I hope to be a part of yours. This is just the beginning. So with all of that, for the next 3 to 4 years, my story will continue at Kansas State University.
There you have it. Breaking news. 5-star tight end Linkon Cure has picked the Kansas State Wildcats. Lincoln, take us back. What was the moment when you made this decision?
So Kansas State has always they've held a special place in my heart. I got to go to games as a kid and watch Colin Klein and Lockett, all those great players. It's kind of where I developed my love for football. But I had a moment at my official visit. I didn't sleep at all from Saturday to Sunday, and I texted Taylor Bratt, the main recruiter. I texted him at about 7:15 in the morning. Can you bring me to the stadium? I just need some time to think. So, I went up to the stadium, section 227, C18, and kind of just let it all out right there because that's kind of where my journey started. I went to camp there June 9th and June 10th got my first offer. They offered me with not having much film, just kind of having my background as an athlete. So that always meant a lot to me, how much they trusted me and what I was going to become. But I just kind of let it all out in that moment right there. Unfortunately, a lot of tears came out. Made the important calls I needed to make. But Coach Klineman came up there eventually, and we were just sitting there alone with each other for a while. So we just we talked over a lot of things, and what I've been preaching to myself for a long time is, you can talk about academics, you can talk about culture, you can talk about whatever you want, but it's really that feeling. And that's one of the early conversations I had with Colin Klein. He told me, when you know, you can't really explain the feeling, but you know when you know. So had that feeling at K-State, and throughout the week I just kind of cherished that moment. Obviously thought other things through, but that was the moment I kind of decided, this is where I can have the biggest impact as a person and not just as a player.
Linkon, we love the attention to detail. You mentioned the section, you mentioned the exact seat number. I think that's something that a lot of K-State fans can relate to as well with their experiences inside that stadium. When you think about the future of the program, what is your message to those fans that are tuning in right now, the trajectory of this program, and what excites you the most?
Man, it can be a more exciting time in K-State history. I mean, I'll have my quarterback, Avery Johnson. I'll have Dylan Edwards as an athlete, and then you'll have me. So, it's exciting. We got a lot of weapons, and but I wouldn't even say that's the most important thing. The most important thing in K-State is their culture. It's guys I want to be around. It's guys I can be friends with. It's guys I'd want to sacrifice everything for. So that definitely means everything to me. But K-State has a bright future. I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Certainly are. You said that it's a good time to be in the history of Kansas State. You are making history at Kansas State as the highest ranked recruit ever. Wildcats right now are so excited that you have chosen to be a part of them. Linkon Cure, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your big day. Go celebrate. Thank you. So exciting. What a win for Chris Klineman and the Wildcats, landing one of the top in-state prospects in five-star tight end Linkon Cure right away. He is the highest-ranked commit in the Klineman era and, as I just said, the highest-ranked commitment in Kansas State history. So with that, let's bring on Tim Fitzgerald from GoPowercat.com. It's been a long time since we talked to him, but friend, big time right now in Kansas State, landing their first ever five-star recruit. What are they getting in Linkon Cure?
They're getting an incredible athlete. He's from the far western part of Kansas. I mean, he's in the Mountain Time Zone. So when you have a 6'5" athlete that can, have sprinter speed and go get the ball, it's hard to compare him to what he's going up against on a week-to-week basis. But I think once he got to some of these camps and the 7-on-7 camps, I know where Tom Loy saw him earlier this year, his talent just kept showing up. And you upped the competition, and he kept raising his game. This is just a great keep for Kansas State. It really is. It's getting tough to recruit in the state. People are beginning to figure out there's some players here. Out of the top 5 kids in the state, according to 247, he might be the only one that stays in state. So this is a really nice get for him. And as he mentioned, Chris Klineman is amassing some real talent on that offensive side of the ball for future seasons.
Tim, he's obviously excited about the future there in the Little Apple, and I think he's now going to be a big-time recruiter for other prospects to potentially join him in that program. Who else should K-State fans be aware of as this cycle rolls along?
Well, to be honest, we've been so focused on this decision day. They've got plenty of other things going on right now, but all arrows were pointed to Linkon Cure. I mean, this I don't want to say a make or break player in this class, but it certainly elevates his class to something Kansas State fans haven't really seen. And Blair, you know this. K-State's never had highly ranked recruiting classes, and yet they always perform at a high level. This is a high level dude that the national analysts such as yourself locked in on and said this dude can play. So now I think they need to clean up this class, add a few more skill guys, always on the line. They got defensive linemen are always a need for everyone, and that's true for Kansas State.
I love it. Tim, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate talking to you and getting the real lowdown on a massive day for Kansas State. You can check out more of his work at GoPowercat.com. For all things Wildcats, Tim and the gang has you covered on Kansas State all year long.